this bill should not be passed, shouldn't even be brought to the floor. It's not going to fix the problem. It may, in fact, make it, in some ways, make it worse. So, yeah, just a wrong way to go. Never forget, though, Biden could actually address this if he wanted to. He doesn't want to because, remember, he intentionally created the problem. He did so on day one. I talk about this all the time, but day one, he made a decision that we were no longer going to build the wall. He said we'll no longer have remain in Mexico policy while we evaluate people's asylum claim. And then once you get here, you will be released. So that incentivizes everyone to come. And that's why we're on pace to get to 12 million in the Biden presidency. 12, that's the magnitude of the problem. And it's that numbers, Eric, is equivalent to the entire population of Ohio. And we're the 7th largest state. So this isn't intentionally, deliberately, willfully done. So they're not going to fix it. They want to pretend that this is a solution. It's not. What we need is to say, time out. No more migrants should be able to come in. No more asylum seekers should be able to come in for the rest of the Biden administration. Just say time out on it, and then let's let the American people decide who's going to be our next president.
Just close the dang border. Let's do that. Let's listen to James Langford before we get you, Congressman Armstrong. Listen.
Let's let the House and the Senate, let's actually work this out. Let's not do nothing. Let's actually figure it out. If there's a part you don't like, then let's have an amendment. Let's take that out. If there's a part that you want to add, let's add it in. But if we sit and do nothing and allow millions of people to come in and allow a national security crisis that we've all called a national security crisis to just keep going, I think that's our problem.
So what do you say, Congressman Armstrong?
Well, the House passed our border security bill last May. We passed a bill that would have shut down the border in May. And instead of taking that up, working on their own bill immediately, they waited till it was completely politically untenable. And now they send a bill back to us and act like that's the starting of the negotiating point. Remember, we passed H.R. 2. Jim's exactly right. This administration has the ability to do this right now. They just choose not to. A big part of our bill was forcing them to do what they could already do. And we sent them a bill that would shut down the border, and to act like this is the only avenue forward is just quite simply not true.
Congressman, Chairman Jordan, $60 billion to Ukraine in this bill, $18 billion for our own border. I think it was Senator Mike Lee who pointed out that the U.S. Marine budget is $58 billion, but we're going to send another $60 billion over to Ukraine. Your thoughts on the priorities here?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to fly certainly not with Republicans in the House. And, I always go back to the basic question, Eric. What's the objective? Is the goal to drive Russia out of the eastern Ukraine, the Donbass region? Is it to drive them out of Crimea, which, frankly, they've had for now 10 years? 10 years ago, in February of 2014, they took Crimea. So what is the objective, and what is the accounting for how the money was already sent there, and this new 60 billion? What's the accounting for how it's spent? Now, we know when we send money to Israel, it's going to be used for David Sling and Iron Dome and other weapon systems to stop terrorists, Hamas and Hezbollah. But with Ukraine, it's a different story. So I think that's the fundamental problem. And then comparing it to what we do with, the United States Marine Corps and everything else, I think, again, most Americans are saying, time out on that. Let's fix our border first.
Yeah. Congressman Armstrong, take a listen to Chuck Schumer. I don't know. I think the guy's kind of lost his mind or something. Take a listen to how he's threatening the people to pass this, or else look what happens to your kids. Listen.
This bill is crucial, and history will look back on it and say, did America fail itself? Why is it crucial? Well, if we don't aid Ukraine, Putin will walk all over Ukraine. We will lose the war, and we could be fighting in Eastern Europe in a NATO ally in a few years.
Congressman, your kids are going to fight in Ukraine or in NATO ally territory if you don't support Ukraine to this extent. Your thoughts?
Well, I just welcome home to National Guard troop in North Dakota who spent 13 months at the southern border because of this administration's failed policies. My constituents want to stop fentanyl in the streets of Grand Forks and Bismarck and the communities there. And to make that argument at this point in time when nobody has given us what the clear objective is over there other than to help the military-industrial complex is absolutely ridiculous.
So, Congressman Jordan, do you think it may not even make it out of the Senate? Your thoughts, and if it does, what happens? Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. You take it from there.
I don't think Speaker Johnson will bring it to the floor. He said he's against it as well as Leader Scalise and so many members, Republican members here in the House. So I don't think that bill comes to the floor. What I think needs to happen is we need to say no money on the border situation in our country. No money can be used to process or release into the country any new migrants. Simply say time out on the border system. That's where we need to focus our efforts as the body that controls the purse strings. That's where we need to focus to actually secure our border. Short of that, we're going to have to wait for President Trump to get back in the White House to fix this problem.